whether you're doing replacement as a restoration repair on your car because you're going to have the motor out and you're doing a turbo upgrade or rebuild, oftentimes, especially we've seen since the 300ZX, mounts are in pretty bad shape and need to be addressed. I mean, we basically plan it going in here. That's how often we find problems with them. For example, I got a 300ZX mount here. These mounts are, built originally for stock power level, street car usage. They were built to be something secure and safe. They were made to isolate vibration on the car, and kind of make it through that first owner period, what would maybe be a warranty life cycle, not very long. Mounts are always working either in compression or in tension. When you're getting on it in your car, one side of the engine's leaning because you got all that torque getting applied, and it's working in compression on a mount, usually not such a big deal. The other mount's getting pulled on, and stretched, so you're constantly loading these mounts up, just making them loaded, stretch, loaded, stretch. When you're on power or off power, decel using engine braking. But they always have this hook built into the top plate, and that's so that when the mount fails and it comes apart, it somewhat contains your engine in the engine bay from totally jumping all over the place and just beating the life out of everything. But all the time when we get these cars in, the mounts just come apart. This one is actually was not broken. We pulled it off car. We always toss them, so I didn't have a broken one here, but as you can see, one of my techs there just kind of shows how easy this mount came apart, and then you see there. So this is what usually we see when we pull an engine, is that the mounts just fall off, and that's no good. That scenario is what you see when the engine's jumping around. It's all loose and sloppy, and you can't really drive it at any kind of pace with them acting like that. So by design, we wanted to address those tension issues, the failing issues that plague the factory mounts, and design a mount that always worked in compression. If you'll see, our design here shows we've got two halves of a bushing, and they're held in compression, set at a specific height, and whether you're compressing the mount, one half of the bushing on the mount is always working in compression, or you're pulling on the mount, the other part always working in compression. It's captive. It can't come apart. I mean, you would have to pull the bolt apart to get it apart. Nothing that you're going to see, even with significant upgrades, to cause any kind of issue. So that was step one. Make a mount that's versatile and dependable over the course of time. Step two was to offer mounts that were, solid. Okay, if you wanted a drift car with immediate and 100% torque transfer for that real snap, or your race car, you just like that as a driver style. That really comes down to the driver. Or urethane, something still compliant for street use but enhanced for track days, a little lighter, lower clearance, or better clearance for turbo kits, things like that around the engine. We find that to be very helpful in the late model cars. We wanted, when we went to polyurethane, we worked with Energy Suspension on it, used their motor mount material, which has been pretty good formula. But also we wanted to skirt the mounts to kind of protect them and shroud them from where a header might be or a turbo manifold hanging. I mean, these are harsh environments. To date, going on 5 years of sales, we sell these as a rebuildable part, yet to sell any rebuild kits. So when you're ready, we'll have your back, but we think that's going to be quite some time, if ever. A little history on the mounts. Like I said, we've been going on 5 years of sales with these. We've worked with the Doran race team. If you guys are familiar, run Pirelli World Challenge over the years with 370Z. Awesome to see them run, and they were great to work with. Actually had a couple design changes through the life cycle of the product just to enhance it. And some of that came from their feedback and urge. We originally were a steel body, a little bit heavier, and Doran convinced us to go for aluminum, give it a shot, that it'd be okay, and they continued to test and race with those. Great results. We ended up going with a better hardware on the top of the mount to try and enhance it further with that, and for assembly purposes on the range of 350 and 370 mounts, kind of open the assembly window for some of that tightening. As you see, advertised, our mounts are adjustable. On the Z32 mounts, we can go down to about 73 millimeters, and probably come up 15 millimeters from that. before you're out of mount body. So if you're looking for a custom or swap application, we can get you into something with that here. On the 350, 370 mounts, we can shorten those down to about 100 millimeters and go up to about 125. So between the two, mounting options, we can get you, from about 75 millimeters total shelf, box tight, to about 125. A pretty good range for some of your custom solutions. Each mount will come pre-assembled, pre-loaded, and set, basically to the factory spec height. So they're drop-in solution on your car. If you're looking to go back through them, we do include a instruction manual, give you the basics on how to put them back at the factory height and kind of show you how they're assembled, what components you'd need. If you want to go back through, occasionally we'll get somebody that wants to get a custom adjustment on their parts. If you have questions about it, you can always call or email one of our team members and we can bring you up to speed and offer the best support possible on these products. All right, so before you start that engine pull, for that turbo upgrade or restoration repair, we do recommend plan mounts before you go in there. We do think the Z1 mounts are the best option for you in the long term and the short term. They're going to save money for you and be a nice upgrade. We keep these parts assembled and ready to go in stock and can ship generally the same day, 5 days a week. So if you have questions, give us a call at 770-838-7777. One of our expert teammates can help you, or you can email us at info@z1motorsports.com. These are all available online in the links below.